Okay, welcome to this video, and we're gonna take a look at my decision form, specifically at the question of should Ivan become a therapist. So now I had this question in my mind since 2015 when my depression has happened, the severe one, and then I could never decide, even though for years, even though I had more information. Here's the thing. I do like psychology, but I think it's lacking the practicality of personal development. So even though they are connected fields, so I think if you take psychology, medicine, neurology, whatever, and you connect it on a practical level for daily application, then you got the best thing ever. Okay, so basically what happened was I was going in my mind, over again and again, trying to make a decision about should I become a therapist. And what happened was I realized that I couldn't do it in one, or once or twice or three times of trying. So I said, well, I need some kind of framework that could help me make a decision. And that's how I actually created the My Decision form. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the actual form I filled out for my decision. Okay, so this is the form. And as you can see here, step number one is always to put the date and decision date. And as you can see, this was in April. It's a little bit back. And the reason is because I had a different version of my decision form that I filled out first. And then I updated the form. So then I wrote the information in this form. Okay. And decision date is December 31st, 2019. And if I don't have a decision on this date, that's fine. I'm not gonna freak out. I kind of already know that may happen, but if I could have the decision on this date, they'll be awesome. Okay. So step number two, the problem that you have or the decision you want to make, you can look at it. Well, I looked at it as a question because if I answer the question, I'll know the answer. So should I become a therapist? And if I answer yes, then it's good. Okay, so let's move to step number three, which is you gotta fill out these two boxes, which the first one is intuition, the second one is logical. So fill out this one first and then do the logical. Okay, so in the intuition one, I said that I feel like it could propel me to the next level that will add to the impact which I want to create. In long term, it feels like a good investment. Okay, and then on decision by logic, I wrote better plus faster acceptance by general public, can post materials and courses on accredited websites worldwide, because some of the websites and organizations specify that you should be some kind of therapist or a PhD in order to access their resources, or so some don't. But and one more point is removes the barrier of dealing with people who have mental illnesses if I want to do that. So I mean, I can still help people who have mental illnesses without being a psychologist, is that they have to know prior that I'm not, and so like they still accept the responsibility for their actions and so on. Okay, so the negatives I wrote here are have to finish master's in clinical psychology, which takes time plus commitment. Specifically, it takes 2.5 years to finish it, maybe 2 if you go faster. Okay, so that's a lot of time. And the second point here is I want to satisfy my desires that I have on an emotional level because they're holding me back. And what am I talking here? Well, I'm talking about like going traveling, working out, dating women, plus also maybe doing some kind of co-branding or deals or partnerships with some other businesses. So basically, some other stuff. Now, maybe there is even more, I just haven't really looked at all the desires I have. But anyway, so that's just an example. And then we move to step number 4 over here. And basically, these are the summary answers that you want to put. So I said yes for the intuitive one, long term, yes if I satisfy my desires first. And then here, this is kind of the alternative decision. Now, because I wasn't sure, from the first two, I was like, Ivan, do you, what's the issue? And well, I need more information about my niche market that I want to help. And then I said, well, do I have any alternatives? And the answer is yes. And what is it? Well, create a mini course about stress management to see if people like it. Well, I have done that, and you have just taken the course that I created, and you actually have been part of the decision process. Okay, so on step number 5 here, you want to write these summaries all together. So intuition comes from the top. Yes, long term. Yes, make mini course. And then logical. Yes, but satisfy emotions. And then step number 6, what you want to do is you want to use your kind of gut feeling to assign the percentages to each one to determine the certainty level for each decision. So I said 70% for the intuition, 100% for the alternative, and 86% for the logical one. Okay, and then I picked alternative because it made the most sense and it was the easiest to implement out of all. So then you move to page number 2, and that's when you get to step number 7, and that's your final decision. So my final decision was to create plus lunch mini course, allow 3 months to pass so I could gather good info from people, which will add to my updated decision next time. Okay, and then I wrote some next steps. Okay, so my next steps included film all required videos, convert videos to emails, upload to teachable.com or udemy.com, update my website, and create plus find good content. Okay, so then you move to step number 8, and you look at decision importance scale. So, well, how important was this decision for me? Well, it's highly important. It's like 100%. So I circled that. And then, well, why is it important? What's the goal? Well, one of the goals I had in my life was I wanted to see if I could become a teacher or a coach, and this relates to that goal. So I'm testing and kind of becoming at the same time what I wanted in previously. Okay. And then step number 9 is when you look at basically the what's the worst thing that can happen, what's the okay thing that can happen, and what's the best thing that can happen. So let's see here. For the worst one, I have put people don't like my course. I'm back to the same life. Nothing really bad happened or happens. I just wasted a good amount of time. Okay. And then for the okay version, I said, well, I get some results where people's lives actually become better after implementing some of my advice. I may also start doing consultations, ask my audience. And the last one was, people love the course. Ivan feels like he has accomplished something. I try more things, ways, and figure out how to generate a full-time income so I can leave my job and do this business full-time. And my goal was to focus on the best one. Okay, so that's the one I chose to focus on. And so this is basically still in process. I'm still gathering information about the course. And so again, if you need to print this decision form, you should find it on the page with the rest of the videos, and print it and use it as many times as you want to use it. One thing I want to mention is, if you want, you can use a blank piece of paper just to write down your answers, and then you can fill in the decision form so it looks clean and nice, and it's like a summary of more organized thoughts that you had for your decision. Okay, so go ahead, use it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.